Alright, hey guys, welcome to Devotional Drive on the I-5. This is the second part. The first part we talked about the message in the mud, or the meaning in the mud, and how if we misinterpret the message that it's in the mud, then we miss out on the meaning. And a lot of that was dealing with relationship, where it talks about where there are no oxen, the stable is clean, and how we all want to have ministry, we all want to have relationship, but how many of us are willing to put up with the crap that comes with it? So we pick and we choose whose crap we're willing to put up with. And the matter of the fact is, if you want to have a ministry, you're going to have mess, and just deal with it. So this is the second part. It is the mercy in the mud. Now, when we read the Bible, I would like to encourage myself, to encourage others, if anybody's listening, that to use our senses, okay? God gave us senses. He gave us thought, He gave us emotions, He gave us the understanding of feeling and cold and fear and all that stuff. And I prefer that we use our senses when we read the Bible. So when we're talking about the mercy in the mud, we're looking at John 8. It's when the teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought an adulterous woman to Jesus. And when I say use your senses, imagine being a woman. I'm sure she wasn't being treated fairly or with dignity. First of all, where's the men in this situation? Okay, doesn't it take two to commit adultery? But they're just bringing the one. So she's already second class, probably dragging her by her hair. They got rocks. She's ready to die. And they come up to Jesus. So use your senses when you do this. And you got these teachers of the law and the Pharisees. And they come and they're like, hey, Jesus, the law of Moses says that we should kill this woman. Stone her. What should we do? Jesus gets down in the dirt, and I love the dirt. The dirt resembles humanity. From the beginning of Genesis, when God created us from the dust of the ground, the dirt just represents humanity. And so He gets down and He starts inscribing something that represents humanity. He starts inscribing or doodling on the dirt. What He was doodling, we don't know, but whatever it was convicting. These same men that came with anger, with righteous piety, with just that ugliness of the heart, and they came with stones in their hand, accusational stones, and they're ready to kill this, literally kill this woman, bleed her to death by beating her with stones. And He convicts them by writing in the dirt. These guys are like, hey, we got some dirt on this one, and Jesus is like, you think you got dirt? I got dirt. Not only do I have dirt on each and every one of you, I know how you were formed. You were formed with dirt. You were formed with mess. Here you go. He starts convicting them, and these people leave one by one, starting with the oldest first. I wonder why the oldest left first. The Bible doesn't tell us why. I would assume that maybe the older of the ones had a lot longer list of things that they did wrong throughout their time. But Jesus isn't really much of an accuser like that. So I don't think so. I think maybe as you get older and wiser, you're a little more soft-hearted. I don't know. I'm not going to build any kind of theology or doctrine over it. I just know that's what the Bible says, is that the older men left first before the younger ones. And then Jesus, with His clean hands, moves down in the dirt, asks the woman, hey, where are your accusers? She's like, they all left. He's like, well, then I don't accuse you either. See, the one person who had clean hands didn't reach down to the ground to pick up a stone. But he reached down into the dirt, what represents humanity, and shows mercy to the woman. See, and we all need that mercy in our lives. See, Satan, he's a professional, man. He is out there accusing. He's even getting your friends to accuse you, people to accuse you. When you try to make a change in your life, he's got the closest person sitting right next to you, maybe even in the same church pew, saying, you ain't going to change. I know what you did last night. And people don't let you change. And they're just kind of doing the work of the devil themselves. And so I want to say, make sure that when the devil comes to accuse you and he's got the stones in your hand, or he's bringing somebody and that person's got stones in their hand and they're accusing you, you just say, you know what, yeah, I did those things, and thank you for reminding me, because that just reminds me how much more that the Lord loves me in spite of my mess. See, the Lord understands, no mess, no ministry. He started off making us in the dirt. He made us in the mess. The psalmist goes on to say about how Jesus He knows where we were formed, knows how we were formed, and yet He still continues to use us in spite of our mess for His ministry. See, it's God's story, so we should just let Him write it through our lives. We're going to make messes. It's who we are. We're humans. We were made messy. We're going to live messy. We're going to die messy. But there's mercy in the mud. There's mercy. And that's what Jesus does. He shows love. He shows grace. He shows mercy. Now, some of you are thinking that I'm saying, oh, hey, live on grace. Why just sin all the more? Grace will abound more. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you will mess up.